Hello all, and welcome to another Minecraft Let's Play by Welk. So I just spawned in to a fresh Mindcrack Feed the Beast world. If you don't know what either of those mean, basically Feed the Beast is a collection of mod packs, all entirely legal. The creators got the permission of all the mod makers. I fully endorse the pack. Mindcrack is a specific pack within Feed the Beast that includes a whole lot of very cool techie mods, specifically for use on the Mindcrack server, which this is obviously not, but that's a bunch of famous Let's Players playing together, having a good time. So, yeah, we got all sorts of fun things. We got Industrial Craft, Buildcraft, Twilight Forest, all sorts of things, and of course my favorite, Thaumcraft. So I've actually done a lot with both Thaumcraft and Feed the Beast in the past, so I wanted to try something a little bit different. Especially Industrial Craft can get a bit ridiculous when you get to the later stages of it, just with everything that you're capable of doing, and I've never really been a big fan of it anyways. I've always preferred magic. So I am going to be playing kind of a improvised challenge, calling it just the Mage's challenge for now. So, in short, I am not allowed to use anything involving industrial craft or electricity, and I cannot use, wield, whatever, any vanilla items involving diamonds or iron. So, that basically restricts me to, gold, leather armor, wood, stone, gold tools, until, of course, I can use Thaumcraft to get wands and robes and thaumium and all that stuff, which I am allowed to use. I also plan to have various requirements for me entering each of the 3 stages of Thaumcraft. Right now, for the first stage, I said that I needed a 2-floor tower involving a library with at least 10 bookcases, I believe. Actually, just before I started recording, I thought that I would add additional requirements for challenges or trials required for entering each of the stages. I haven't actually thought of what those are yet, so kind of making this up as I go. I think I'll probably post the rules in the comments. So for this episode, that was something strange to the side. I think that was like cat butt. For this episode, I'm just going to get my basic stuff set up, not actually start with magic quite yet, because I need to figure out what all my rules are for getting to the first tier. So, if you have not played Thaumcraft 3 before, I highly recommend you go off and do that before watching my videos if you intend to play Thaumcraft 3, because Thaumcraft is all about mystery and discovery and curiosity, by far one of my all-time favorite mods. So obviously, watching someone else play it can be a bit of a spoiler. I mentioned earlier that I've played Thaumcraft 3 before, so I really know what I'm doing, but I have not played the latest version of Thaumcraft 3. There's a few things that are new to me. But I'm still going to be able to blaze through the first few stages pretty quickly. And I'm hoping that a new version of Thaumcraft 3 will come out before I get very far, because it's been like a month or something since 3.0.3 came out, which is the one that's currently in this pack, I believe. So yeah, that basically concludes our introduction. Alright, so I noticed early on that we have some lovely caves here, lots of cats, or ocelots, whatever you call them. Ooh, there's some coal. So eventually I'm going to need like a full-blown tower. For now though, I can just hide out in this lovely little cave. I don't know. I think it's okay that I made all of those into planks. I want some coal. Alright, so later on, this is supposed to end with me having, like, a replica of the Tower of Isengard from Lord of the Rings. giant tower in the middle and the circle and field on the outside. Maybe smaller lab buildings, a giant library and collections of things, you know, full 9 yards. Eventually, I want to have most of the stuff made out of warded stone. So again, spoiler alert, warded stone is a tier 2 material that you learn how to make with Thaumcraft, and it is entirely indestructible. The only way to get rid of it once placed is the placer needs to right-click on it with a casting wand. So that means I use that, and I would be entirely safe from, like, creepers blowing up my walls. Okay, so that's mostly going up. Got lots of coal. I suppose I ought to get, like, a stone pick, huh? That would probably be a good idea. So I am letting myself use stone tools. So, you know, the limitation on not being able to use iron and diamond is, of course, then I won't be able to naturally mine things like obsidian or redstone that may be useful for other things. This is circumvented, however, by the Wand of Excavation, another tier 2 tool. I should be able to get to tier 2 without... Oop, phone. I should be able to get to tier 2 without having to use a diamond or iron pick or tools or any of that. What am I? So derpy. Yeah, so Wand of Excavation basically mines stuff like a diamond pick in most situations, but with a mining beam of some description. Very magic-like. So that's going to be one of my main tools later on, but I need to actually get to that stage first. Okay. So I wasted a whole lot of time giving the intro when I should have been, like, chopping down trees and stuff. So another thing is that without the ability to use iron armor, at the beginning I'm going to be pretty frail. Later on, however, I'll be able to use thaumium and robes. I'm still debating whether or not I should let myself use thaumium armor, because even though it's technically Thaumcraft, it's also, like, armor. Thaumium is effectively magic-infused iron. And there is the clock. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So, magic-infused iron, it has really high enchantability, kind of like gold does, but it doesn't have the most durability or base damage. I think it's somewhere between iron and stone in those regards. I don't know, don't quote me on that. It might just be like iron. Robes can be gotten pretty easily. The upside of the robes is that they are highly enchantable, and while wearing them, you get a discount to aura costs when doing alchemy stuff. So, if you, again, have not played Thaumcraft, those words probably don't mean a whole lot to you. I suppose, at this point, if you are still listening, either you have played Thaumcraft 3 already, or really don't care about spoilers, so I can talk about those as much as I like. So while you're wearing a full set of robes, plus the goggles of revealing, you get a full minus 10% to aura costs. And the reason why you care about that, whenever you do magic stuff, making magic items or whatever, it puts aura, or it puts a strain on the local aura. It's using the ambient magic of the world to fuel the transformation of the item, which means you do that a lot, and you will use up the aura. The aura regenerates over time, but sadly, those regenerations cause a slight disturbance in the form of flux. Flux is usually not a very happy thing. It does have its uses, specifically, when flux builds, it's like, I don't know a good analogy, it grows and grows, and then it releases. Oh, I know. It's like pulling a rubber band back further and further until it snaps. And when it does, it manifests in some way, generally based off of whatever type of aspect you're giving off into the aura. And it is now very dark out. Lovely. This is a lovely little hole. So, so one of the main uses of flux is the creation of wisps, which are the most common manifestation. Oh dang it! Can I mine amber with a stone pick? I suppose we're about to find out. It's a really slow mine. Nope. And I just wasted some amber. Not a huge loss, but definitely good to know. Okay, and we got monsters, and I am totally naked. That was not very smart of me. Okay, so let me go back to my little hole here. Waypoint it. So yes, full set of robes gives me a minus 10% aura cost, so a little bit less is being put out, but actually the main thing is that I'm using less in general, which means I can make 10% more of whatever I'm making. Home. Well, I'm not doing a wonderful job of describing this, but whatever. Alright, so right now oh man, I can't use anything involving iron, which means I cannot make shears. Dang it, I did not think of that. I don't know, maybe it just shouldn't be iron tool. Oh well. Later I can have like a proper farm. No, there's rubber trees. Whenever I'm like actually playing with industrial craft, I have a heck of a time finding rubber. And there it is, and I am not allowed to use it. Lots of water. Sugarcane is going to be immensely important for me. Don't see a lot of monsters right. Oh, huh. Are we on peaceful? Because I just saw a skeleton. Okay, so can I just change the... Dang it. Okay, server is on peaceful difficulty. I don't know how to change that from in-game. I think I'm going to have to log out and... Oh, wait. Difficulty. Normal. Difficulty. Normal? Okay. Background voice there would be Beisha. Hey, Beisha. And look, we got zombies. Maybe I shouldn't have... no. 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 Why? No! I'm too pretty to die! Freedom! Okay. That is quicksand. Don't like quicksand. Quicksand is mean. It will murder you. We have all sorts of funky blocks and biomes and stuff thanks to like extra biomes or whatever it's called. And those are very loud. Ooh, I can do bee stuff. That might be useful later on. There's more quicksand. Okay. Let's not go that way. Okay. Not my fault. Oh look, snow. And chickens. Spider. Enderman. Lots of cows. Lava. Surface lava could be useful. So let's make that red. Or pinkish. Surface lava. I'm a big fan of waypoints, as you will find. Ooh, Silverwood tree. I'm a big fan of waypoints, as I have a terrible sense of direction. If you don't know, Silverwood trees are very important because there are blocks and leaves that give you the purest aspect, which can, under normal circumstances, only be gotten from diamonds. So obviously, you don't have a lot of those at your disposal. So that's a lovely substitute. And additionally, Silverwood trees are always on a pure node. Pure nodes are like normal aura nodes, except that they never generate flux. Okay, let's kill the spider and then waypoint it. There was another spider, wasn't there? Oh. So let's make that kind of bluish. Silverwood 1. Oh, no. There we go. Alright, and these are whatchamacallit flowers. They drop Quicksilver. Not going to harvest those right now. I can come back for it. Got some oil. Ooh, another Silverwood tree over there. One of the things I'm really going to need is Greatwood. Ooh, that's a lot of Silverwood. No barrows, though. Greatwood's important because its wood gives you the Precantaccio aspect, which is used in most research. You need tons of Precantaccio. Oh, I suppose I may as well explain what aspects are for those that aren't familiar. So, you'll notice if you'll shift and mouse over something, it's going to have these little symbols come up. Those are its aspects. The symbol determines the aspect, and the number is how much of it has. When you're actually making things, it's all about ratios. So you need a certain amount of each aspect to make any given item. When you're researching, you need to have the appropriate aspects at your disposal to do the research. So, I'll frequently talk about what has good and bad aspects, like chickens. Their feathers are immensely useful in some of my favorite stuff, because feathers are one of the only sources of Valido and Aurum. Like, they used to have arrows as a source of Valido, and they removed that because you could so easily make skeleton grinders. And that skeleton... Oh, okay. Let's go this way. Help me, kitty! Help me, kitty! And they're still after me, but the sun's coming up. I should be fine. Ooh! Do want. So this here is an obelisk. And I can't sprint anymore, but I think I lost it. So I can't harvest this just yet. Okay, so... points add, and we want this to be dark. Okay, let's go the other way. Oop. Okay. Obelisk 1. The only known use of these is very late game. I'm not going to mention that right now, but it's useful to know where that is for later on. Still no... Oh, hey. Oh, no, that's just oil. This is the one I stabbed, wasn't it? There we go. Still no sign of, any Greatwood. How much wool did I... Oh, I got 4 wool. Okay, so I got enough for a bed, which is really what I was out here for. It would be nice if I could get enough eggs to get a chicken farm going. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, the first time I played Feed the Beast, I actually ended up having... along with Beishar's help, of course, this complicated system involving Thaumcraft, soul shards, and buildcraft, as well as a couple miscellaneous ones to help the process along. In short, we used soul shards to get a pigman zombie spawner. Discussion of soul shards. You get the soul forge, a basic block, not too difficult to get. You use it to turn a diamond into 3 soul shards, and then when you kill a monster, you can suck up its soul into the soul shard. When you get a certain number of souls, it becomes tier 1, then tier 2, 3, 4, 5. Specifically, it takes 64 souls for tier 1, 128 for tier 2, so on and so forth. The benefit is that you can put a soul shard into a soul cage, and it acts as a mob spawner. Depending on the tier, it will spawn at a certain rate and have certain properties. So, like a couple big landmarks, Tier 3 allows it to spawn even when you aren't around. Tier 4 allows it to spawn monsters that aren't from the overworld. And Tier 5, I don't think we've ever actually gotten a Tier 5 shard. Tier 5 just goes really, really fast. So, we got a pigman zombie spawner. We got a Tier 4, so we could use it in the overworld. And then we hooked it up, we just placed it over a giant hole that Beishark carved out with a filler. and dropped them. Specifically, we dropped them onto obsidian pipes, where it would suck up their lovely rotten flesh. Oh, there was sheep right here. I probably ran past them because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, those poor animals. Goodbye. Oh, huh? That's horrifying. I think it died. It's too late to save it. Quicksand has no aspects. Yeah, a lot of mod items don't have aspects. Okay, I'm just gonna get out of here because I'm kind of unnerved by the dying cat sounds. Yeah. Oh, so we dropped them onto the obsidian pipes. There was a network of, I believe, iron pipes underneath to make sure they went in the right direction. And we ended up piping them into the iron nuggets into my Thaumcraft lab. There, I used transmutation to turn those infinite gold nuggets into whatever metal we wanted. Specifically, I could turn them into infinite iron without having to add anything. So, you know, back then, that was immensely useful because Barrow was handling, like, industrial craft stuff and whatnot. So I could supply him with the various metals that he required. But here, since I'm not doing industrial craft and can't use metal gear, I don't think that's going to really be worth it. But I may set up grinders like that for other things. One of the big things I'm going to end up needing is experience points. Because I have some ideas for these really big operations, but they require tons and tons of experience points and enchanted items. Okay, so we have water over here. Trying to figure out where I want to, like, base up. Yes, I'm going to need a really sizable reed farm. Because, like, I was thinking about having every tier of discovery require that much more, that many more bookcases. I don't know if, like, divines like that block cane growing. I'm just destroying them to be on the safe side. Don't know. So, Herm and Erm. Okay, we got some clay there. Got a lot of squid. Ink sac. Ooh, we got 3 just from the one there. Ink sacs turn out to be really useful. Oh, so with all of those fancy enchanted items I was talking about, you can get custom not custom, but non-vanilla enchantments thanks to some of the mods, including, of course, Thaumcraft. Specifically, to get the soul shards working faster, you can get the Soul Sealer enchantment on Vile Swords. Not going to go into details on that right now, but suffice it to say, it helps a lot, but it costs a lot of levels. And I want, since I can't do a quarry, nope, 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 do not want, do not want, do not want! Do not want so hard. I'm going to die right here, aren't I? No! I was so young! Okay, well, I have death points on, and I'm, like, right next to this my spawn. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Okay, well, that kind of sucked, but not. That's strange. There's. I'm not going to question that. Just, it's growing out of the ground, like. Anyways, so. Quarries are technically buildcraft. However, since we have GregTech, it's a lot. GregTech merges a lot of the other Feed the Beast things together. like, it makes industrial craft a lot more expensive. But it makes it such that quarries now require a bunch of industrial craft and other mud ingredients, and it takes electricity stuff now, which means, according to my challenge, it is off limits. Not to mention, it wouldn't be very mage-like for me to be using a giant mine system like that. Instead, I plan to eventually use... Wait, it didn't take my items, did it? Oh gosh, it took my items, didn't it? Alright, Beta says they might be sitting at the bottom. I'm really concerned. Oh, that's deeper than I thought it was. Come on, I want my stuff back. Oh, yes! Whew! Okay, I think that's everything. Okay, one of my first orders of business is going to be covering all of those, because you know I'm going to keep on falling. There's all this lovely exposed stuff that I'm not going to be able to use, like 2/3 of the ores in this map. Anyways, one of the second or third tier things that, I think it's a third, yeah, it's definitely a third tier thing, is the arcane boar. Basically a magic mining laser. It requires you to hook up a wand of excavation and some sort of pick into it, which determine its properties. And then it just mines, and then you can easily hook it up to build craft stuff, and it works very nicely. Thought I had some extra planks. Oh well. And I'd like to remind you that the rules of my challenge say I cannot use vanilla items made of iron or diamond. That doesn't, however, mean that I can't make them and then use them in recipes for other things that I can use. And it's raining. Lovely. So yeah, I would be allowed to make iron and diamond picks to fuel the mining laser, arcane boar, whatever. Okay, so I have a bit of leather there. So one of the main enchantments that I want for the wands is the charging enchantment. Charging basically allows a wand to not break when it runs out. Well, it still breaks when it runs out, but it repairs durability over time, at the cost of course, aura. So it creates some flux when you use it, but especially for a nice wand, it's well worth the cost, and it means that I could have those the mining lasers go on indefinitely, except for having to replace the pick every once in a while. But it shouldn't be a problem once I have enough iron rolling in, or if I have some sort of automated system to get, you know, iron, gold from pigment. Oh, ow! Oh, I didn't bring any torches. I'm so smart. Okay, let's get away from the zombie. Go away, zombie. Nope, nobody loves you. Go away, zombie. Stop, you're drunk. Go away. It's just like the Northwest. Always raining. I was talking about something and thinking about something different, and now I just forgot what both of those were. Well, I know I was talking about, like... Oh, night's falling, so I ought to, like, sleep. And I'm going to need more torches. Oh, so since this challenge is kind of a improvised thing that I'm doing, work in progress, I'm very open to suggestions. So, in addition to my main rules about not being able to use iron and diamond or electric stuff, it's worth noting that Thaumcraft is divided up into 3 tiers. First one starting as soon as you get your first wand of the Apprentice. Second one starting after Unified Thaumic Field Theory. And the third one starting after... Ooh, hello there. Oh, just diff a zombie! Third one starts after you have the Fury of Everything. Which is, you know, relatively new. Okay, ooh. Okay, so... Ooh! Yes! Amazing! This is exactly what I wanted. These here are Earth Shards. A type of Vis Shard. And you can see there that they have some lovely aspects. The purple one there is Precontatio. But what's really important here is that they are Vis Shards. Vis Shards of some description are required in order to make any sort of wand. To do the Apprentice one that starts the whole thing, you can use one of any shard. So that is now taken care of. And the wands of excavation that I'm going to later use for all of my mining needs are made with earth shards, which those are. All the shards are divided up by element. So you have standard earth, air, fire, water, and then you have just plain old Vis shards. Kind of neutral. More Precontatio, but no other special things. The most valuable by far, I'd say, are the air shards, because you use them in making Boots of the Traveler, super speed, super jump boots, reduce fall damage, amazing stuff, one of my favorite items. You use them for making the Wand of Lightning, wonderful mid-range damaging wand that I'm going to probably use a lot for fighting monsters. You use air shards for making arcane levitators, which are pretty... you could probably understand what that does just by the name. Yeah, so air shards are used all over the place. Oh, and you have the ability to make, like, the Sword of the Zephyr now, which is this whirlwind sword, and does AoE damage. Very fancy. Ooh, more earth. And then earth and fire are, you know, shortly after that. 1 second, need to give my amazing mom a hug.
I'm gonna watch Tom Carter pretty soon.
Alright. Thank you, Mom. Alright, I think I'll probably wrapping this episode soon. Ooh, fire shard. You know, you can pretty easily get what each... Wow, this is a nice place. Alright, so... Oh, hello there. Go away. Well then. Okay then. Earth and fire are, like, tied for usefulness after air. Fire is mostly just used for making fire wands, which are just fun. They're like a magic flamethrower. Then you have poor little water shards. Oh, wow, he has full gold armor there. Water shards are primarily used in making thermometers, and those in... Ooh, got a gold helmet. And it is not iron or diamond, so I'm allowed to wear it. Got another hole up and down. But the thing with those is you generally only ever need one pair of Goggles of Revealing, unless they, like, break or something. But you can get a repairing enchantment on them, so they don't break. So yeah, I don't end up having much use for water shards. Recently they added, like, the Wand of Frost and the Axe of the Stream, which I suppose are going to be useful, but again, not near as much as I use Earth, Air, and Fire. And then just the normal shards are for the Wand of Equivalent Trade, which has never really been too big of a thing. Alright, so I think that... Oh, I didn't grab any... I didn't grab any of the iron that was down here. Alright, so just a quick explanation of other things. We have, this is quartz, which is entirely decorative. You have, I think this is, I think this is copper here, which is totally useless to me. This is one of the various colors of zirconium, something. And again, entirely decorative. You have, like, aluminum. So, there's a lot of things that you're going to see in here that I'm going to totally ignore. This here is... Oh, I can't mine amber yet. Amber is from Thaumcraft and is useful primarily because it has some nice aspects in it. So if you see lots of fancy shiny rocks and wonder why I'm not totally strip mining the place, that's why. They just aren't useful, and I could easily spend hours just trying to collect all the things. This here is cinnabar, which turns into quicksilver, and it looks like I cannot mine that with a stone pick. Alright, so hopefully by the time I start the next episode, I'm going to have the requirements for Tier 1 down. Again, I'm thinking about having requirements for both my tower and for challenges or trials I need to complete. So far for the tower, it's just I need 2 floors as well as a library. So, very open to suggestions. Oh, there's my house. If you have any ideas, just leave a post in the comments. I hope you have enjoyed listening / watching / I don't know, whatever you do while this is playing. Alright, see you later.